Hey guys, today we're looking at another SGF all-button offering, the Faust. It has that similar SGF feel with a couple of new and fairly original enhancements. Out of the box, it looks a lot like their established Bridget line, but like you saw in the title and thumbnail, you'll note the addition of these little foot pedals. I've not seen anything quite like that before, and we'll see how I can best utilize it later in this video. These things run on GP2040CE firmware for a wide range of system compatibility. These devices have a smaller form factor, very much in line with flatbox designs and their own previous offerings. That's good for those who want something they can toss in their pocket, but may be seen as a drawback for bigger or broader users. However, to alleviate some of the concern regarding missed inputs or accidental presses from users with larger hands, the Faust actually comes standard with a tournament lockout switch which disables Start, Select, Home, Touchpad, L3, and R3 to curb those embarrassing turny DQs. In addition to that switch, the Faust also has per-key RGB LED lighting to make it pop. The device uses Kale Chalk V2 switches, and this is what they sound like. So to open these up, they've gone away from the screws like the original Bridget. For the Faust, you just have to pop open the back and then slide these pieces apart. Under the hood is that one-piece PCB where the switches plug directly. You can fully disassemble to replace keycaps, but they also have a nice little walkthrough on their website which demos how to accomplish some quick changes without pulling the whole thing apart. Either way is pretty simple, however. A lot of times with this style of device, a user was limited to their 3D printed filament choice of color. You could get some fun color pairings like this teal and purple here, but it could never really compete with a full-blown custom artwork in my opinion. Now that all changes with the SGF investment into their high-end printer. It is capable of printing in full color directly onto the controller in high quality with no need for plexi or paper. They can also print over the buttons or leave them out entirely. SGF offered to send me a printed shell after I received this original unit to include another element to this review. So I mocked up an Outrun style image that I thought would be on brand for this channel. Sort of a synthwave road trip with you all riding shotgun. Comment a song we need to listen to on our way to the next major. Oh, and I didn't make this known to SGF, but I made some conscious design choices just to see how their printer could handle potential curveballs. The center cassette slices right through the buttons, so the print would have to be consistent across buttons and shell so that everything would align. I also boosted the image saturation pretty substantially in Photoshop to see if it could keep those colors striking. And then I feathered in just a little touch of orange on the rear art edges to see if the printer would discern the slight differences and capture all the nuance of the mixed color. And I'm happy to report that on all fronts the print succeeded. The SGF guys even went that extra mile and were able to differentiate between foreground and the elements further back, tweaking the print to help give it some additional depth. Look how much shinier these foreground elements are. I didn't ask for this, but I love how it gives it a deeper vibe. Very cool. As far as gameplay goes, everything was responsive and I didn't experience any issues during my time with the controller. You can make use of different LED animations or SOCD cleaning options and all the cool GP2040CE options as per usual. Now, you don't necessarily need to get or use these foot pedals and you can get by just fine without them, but I definitely had to experience them. The pedal bundle is an extra $50 and includes 2 all-metal foot switches and a 10-foot stereo 3.5mm to dual RCA cable to connect them. They plug right in the top, and then there's more than enough slack to set them up between your feet. They act as external L3, R3 inputs, and you can also rebind them in-game. The Street Fighter 6 drive functions seem super on brand because of the name alone. Now, there is definitely a certain element of fun that comes with this feature. I don't need to address it to viewers of a Fight Stick channel, but in our hearts, playing on a fun controller contributes to the overall satisfaction of a play session in a meaningful way. And stomping some drive impacts like I'm mashing the throttle in some Cruisin' USA is extremely satisfying. There are probably lots of other applications, and if you have some other cool ideas, let me know so I can test them out for us. So in conclusion, the size and weight of this device emphasizes portability, but if you have larger hands or a large frame, you should probably look elsewhere. There is also a slight rattle to the option buttons based on how they are situated, but really I have very few overall complaints with the device. I feel like this is the best controller that SGF has ever put out there to the public, and if you're a user who likes that footprint and feel of a flatbox style design, this will likely be up your alley. So if this interests you, check out the SGF website. To me, the foot pedals really make this controller and help differentiate it beyond similar flatbox offerings, and then the high-end printing kicks it up yet another notch. But you let me know what you think in the comments. If you're interested in other videos on SGF products, click here. Support your locals, and I'll see you next time.